Welcome everyone to the ETF2L Season 33 Premiership Week 6 official between Ascent.EU and Elektro. Tonight we're going to witness the third and fourth place teams battle it out on CP Metalworks and CP Sunshine. Joining me, CP Snakewater and CP Metalworks. Wow. Joining me on analysis is DmTmMm and Gemm Production. How you doing, DmTmMm?
Pretty good, yeah. I mean, like you said, Snake and Metal are the maps for this week. We've seen Metalworks a little bit last week already, being obviously a bit of an odd one out for most teams in EU, just coming in for the season for 2 weeks instead of one, like some other maps, which comes to some people's surprise, but it's here. And it is something you have to practice, otherwise you'll be having a bad time, because you have to play it twice. And yeah, I'm interested. Like you said, third and fourth seed, or fourth places in the tables right now. Technically, two-way tie on fourth between Warn Sons actually and Elektro. However, the game that Warn Sons was scheduled to play today, they didn't have players for quite, and if they were to play with Mercs, they would still face 7. So they opted out, gave 7 the default win, where they felt like it was probably otherwise going to be a waste of time, which is fair. But it's still going to be absolutely no points out of 7 for Warn Sons, which means as long as Aura gets anything out of this one, they'll be heading into a much better position for the last week, into that last playoff spot potential.
I'm confident that Aura Elektro will be walking away with some points at the end of this match. How many though? That will be tricky because Ascent have been, as the season's been going on, they have been growing in confidence and they have been developing as a team. And we are definitely seeing the stronger side come out now in recent weeks. Same with All Elektro though. Perhaps there's just a few tiny mistakes that are constantly catching them out. But they are. I mean, I've seen them play, and they can bounce back, especially with the new additions of Yeehaw and Poison. I reckon it's going to be a really good game tonight, DmTmMm.
Yeah, for sure. Aura has shown time and time again that they have the potential to contest these higher level teams for quite a while in the season. They were like the only ones in scrims to get close to, or like get anything out of 7 really in terms of actually winning maps. Close, sure, Ascent and Feint have done that, and at least recently Feint has actually taken them on fairly consistently as well. But for a little while, Aura was like the only ones to like caught them by surprise at all. And they've shown that they can hang in with the top 3, which is really tough to do with how good these 3 teams are, 7, Feint, and Ascent. Ascent might have struggled a little bit early in the season, like you said, but they've become way more consistent over time with their aggressive playstyle. And it's been looking fairly good the last few days. Tables-wise, it's technically still possible for them not to make playoffs. It would require some weird shenanigans that I'm not going to be willing to do the math for. Bottom line is they would have to get like basically nothing out of both Aura and Feint. Feint's going to be a hard one for them next week, but Aura, they've got to feel optimistic about that one for sure. And even then, it's like close behind that for 4th, which Aura is praying for at the very least to get into playoffs, which with Warn Sons completely rely on the Week 7 match against, who's that? Against Carnix, which is not impossible to get many points out of, but you never know with Carnix because they've been pretty decent.
Yeah, they've been a bit spontaneous here and there with their matches. Metalworks is, I really wish it was in our season all the time. It's one of my favorite maps out of all the maps, and it was really good to see that Ascent was really confident on Metalworks last week versus Top 5 Rocket, beating him 4-1. I'm not sure how Aura Elektro did on Metalworks last week, as it is quite a new map for most of the players in ETF2L. There's a few obviously veterans in ETF2L who know the map, because I believe it wasn't in the season since like season 17 or 18 Metalworks.
Yeah, like one season way back.
Yeah. And I think Aura Elektro. Oh yeah, only 1-0. Only 1-0. Aura beating Generation Karnax. So very close there. And Metalworks and Snakewater. Everyone knows Snakewater. But it's gonna be definitely close between the 2 teams. I think Yeehaw's gonna have a very pretty nutty day. It's just a sixth sense that I've got from him.
Yeah, new maps are always a divisive thing. A lot of times people just straight up don't like them. Metalworks isn't technically that new, and it is being played obviously in other leagues as well. So it's not like the most unheard of map. Obviously, still not played that much for many people, so a lot of practice has to go into still performing well here. Like you said, Snakewater, much less of an issue in that regard. You can still obviously just not do well on like a common map, but still it's like overall better for you. But whoever has the most practice here will clearly come out on top, so that will make a huge difference. Like you said, or Elektro came away with only a scare last time against Generation Carnix, Ascent a whole different caliber of team. Sure, Carnix has been closely contesting a lot of teams, but rarely getting points off anyone, regardless of how close it is overall in the matches. So it's going to be interesting. Ascent like playing aggressive. They like going for reads, just taking a chance, seeing how people are positioned, what people's reaction is to them doing specific things, and running with it, seeing how much they can get out of a specific play and how far they can push their advantages out of that. So Aura needs to be ready to not be surprised by stuff like that, not get walked over all of a sudden, and be ready to play defense when Ascent's just ready to roll forward.
I'm having a sight, I'm having a vision. Some point in the first 5 minutes of Metalworks, Connor is going to get picked off, but no one else from the Ascent. And then Aura sort of slowly push forward because of that medic pick. And then the whole of Ascent, both Solis and the Scout and Demo, they wash forward like a huge tsunami. Because they always do that when their med dies, when Connor dies. And it's surprising, it catches a lot of teams out. And I am predicting that to happen very, very early off in the game, to really throw Aura off their balance a little bit. Who knows? They might be ready for it. They might, expect the sudden aggression, as we have seen before from Ascent. They do that quite a lot. And we do have we had Ams's new video he recently uploaded. Oh yeah, we do have Ams's new video, the shadow play video, and it was really demonstrating the Ascent comms. Really demonstrating their prowess and their chemistry in recent weeks.
That's optimism they need, because they drop points early on. Feint at 7 kind of ran away a little bit on the top of the tables. Sure, Feint might have gotten technically a win, but it's still just like a 4-2 point, which is more or less a tie, technically speaking. But Ascent's lacking just that big behind, and could by all means, if these next 2 weeks go bad, drop to 4th even. I would be highly surprised if the possibility of them even not making playoffs is still realistic, but 4th is not completely out of the question, especially if Aura gets the upset win here, which they aren't unprepared for. They've practiced a lot, and to put a little bit of scenery here, the last 2 scrims both of these teams played were ties against 7 and Feint for Ascent and Aura respectively, so both of these teams had really good warm-ups, are basically ready for everything, but the question is how they perform against each other, because obviously 7 and Feint are much different teams than either of these two are, and dealing with different playstyle means a whole lot. Instead of just doing well in your own game, being able to adapt to the other team's playstyle is so important, especially with a team that plays, honestly, so massively different from the top 2, like Ascent.
Oh yeah. As we do ready up and go into the first round of this week 6 official between Ascent and Aura. Both demos rolling out to mid fight. I love this mid fight as demo. I really do. Domo going for the bottom right actually, and Eames going for the high ground. No train stickies yet. All their teams tagged by 1. Just blue team taking their side. All in their own valley. Huge high from the Zulus. Lots of eyes on him. They're going behind him in house. Red team should be rolling over. All the space we made, but blue are very confident. Domo does go down to Poison. 2 picks aside of Ascent right now. So huge bomb from Poison onto the top of the shack there, but Connor does not get touched there. And Poison does drop to his death. Both scouts of Aura running out with demos. Could be a lot worse. Ams is peeking Cradle as well. Really not capping though. Is that a fault on their side? No, they do go back to mid now. And
they considered chasing there for a little bit, but decided to play it safe. And it's interesting. We talk about sense aggression a lot here, and it is technically still true, even if we've not seen it here. But on mid fight, I've seen, especially the last few weeks, on Snakewater, when they've been preparing for this week's official, they really take these mid surprisingly passive with how aggressive they are. Usually they just kind of hang back the entire time, had Zebo play inside their own building and make sure nothing flanks around. Zunes got completely denied trying to flank around as well. And that's something hugely important in this mid. You can get a lot of value of people flanking behind. Ascent playing completely safe, and instead of relying on their own soldiers to get behind, they even just make sure no one else does.
Ascent are working their way through alley on to get to some huge amount. Eames does go down to Polygon. Zebo's getting picked off. Domo does get a nice pass onto Zunas. They do trade. Where's Demos? So Demos is not using yet. Poison does get dropped, but Demos is still milking. He's not using. Now he's on the scouts. Don't Polygon does go down. They have got AMS behind. This is so unfortunate for as they're getting flanked by AMS. Then he's collapsed on Ali now. Yohn swiftly takes down AMS. Chimmy shots there. Doma goes down. Yohn's on a rampage. Yohn's still alive. Krady's so hurt fighting Nevo. They now back up the mid. They've lost 2 players. Aura chasing them with both their scouts. This is so lethal. Demo's on point now, taking a bit of spam here. But there's no... Finally, there's Azunis jumping in to help their team. Eames not here yet, but he's still pretty low. Polygon might get picked off an alley by their scouts. Azunis has bombed him. Polygon needs to jump out and not get caught. Oh, no, he's out. And Ascent, Ascent are trying to go back in. Aura focusing on Ascent less on the solids. Zem's so hurt, they're now down. Krady's so hurt on the right side, but doesn't get picked off. The solids are so hurt. But Domo jumps in with you, but gets dropped. Connor now has to run away. Ams might get caught in house. Demos with a full ad. Ams get picked off. Ascent are dribbling players one by one. This is so good for Aura. And now they are taking it through house, I believe. They're going so fast. The beam is going. Ali, huge high bomb
on the medic.
High bomb. Polygon. The other side not able to finish him off. So I thought it was Polygon.
Well, the other side, Zemo as well, yeah. Just next in front to the Polygon Zemo, just trying desperately to get the medic here. They wanted to extend this fight for so much. They never wanted to give Aura a chance to breathe there, and neither for you. But they just extended this fight so much trying to make this happen. But they just never got the demos. Aura played this one incredibly safe. Got themselves a nice advantage to that. It's not huge, but 40 could work, especially with no gun.
They are going through Bridge of Uber straight onto the demo. The demo is nowhere to be seen, though. There's 6 on points. Polygon does go down from Azunis. Azunis now gets picked off. 2 for 2 trades right now. The Heavy is still alive and fully buffed. No, the Krady Poot is untouchable in this last push. He was just behind the little wooden box. They couldn't get to him. But Demos goes down as well. No heals for Aura right now. They're going to completely go up second. Abandon second right now.
Yeah, Aura never got a lot of space into last, and it showed like so much power to the Heavy there. They couldn't establish a position whatsoever, got the chase on the medic as well, much more importantly than anything, like you said. Connor can carry this advantage so far forward if they manage to play this one safe, and at the very least, if anything, if they use intermit and catch people, that's also fine. They can keep going with this. It's just a matter of how they want to approach this. There's a trap in the corner, no one's falling for it just yet. It's just a matter of Aura still trying to contest them a little bit, throw damage in, hoping for force.
Big one from Polygon onto point. As soon as Demo does get picked off, but just from spam. It's really unfortunate. Poison on the top left crate. Demos might. No. Oh, now they use. Demos need to run because he's still so close. He hasn't got a scout to hand out. Yes, he is there. Eames does get picked off from Ams with Uber. Nevo picking up as well. The flank scout down for Aura Elektro. Domo is still down for Ascent though. I think Aura are just chilling in their second. Yet they're going to build. They have 80%. They'll get it very, very swiftly.
Yeah, not catching too much there. 2 down for a Demo, and the force isn't too bad on Aura's end here, technically speaking. They got away with a scare there. Demo, like you said, was really close. Lucky to have Yohn in time, who so far has been playing well. You hyped him up a little bit before the game. Has been performing so far, and now it's time to deliver. They need to do the same push Ascent just did, but a lot better to actually catch things of value, or not use at all, to keep this advantage into second going and just stalemate there instead of on mid.
No one's
right
seen
now.
Zebasai. So oh, now Zebasai's now getting picked off in house. He was just have there's a do use through. Connor does go down to Eames, but Eames does really straight away from Ams and Krady. Now this is where Ascent go in all the direction. The med's down. Demo's with nice surf into Ali. But Ams on him. No, he doesn't die. Now Polygon is so hurt in their house. He's going to buy a little bit of time, but he only can't do much. He's getting pissed off one by one. Eames does pipe Connor in the Uber. That is a way better Uber than Ascent's Uber. Oh my goodness. As now Demos, that's 40%. They are starting to go through house. Polygon is still down. We do their scout spawners. Azunis does Polygon onto Domo, but he's getting picked up. No, he's right. Azunis a bit hurt. Gets the health back. It's all good.
Yeah, they want to do what they can here, but you have to be afraid of the potential of A, being outnumbered. Spawns are still coming in for Ascent, and they're already pulling up the gun on us, so they don't have everybody here. Nor do they have the Uber situation in hand to make this happen. Same situation as before, 50% ad. This time there's a gun that could help a lot. Ascent already did that space effectively last time. How much can it be this time?
They are going left side with the Uber. Essentially goes down straight away. Clearing point. Domo goes down so far. Amazon and Yohn, Nevo doing so many things. And they cap! The whole of the center just pushed so far away from the point that there was so much free and just to dance from the point, and they capped it. They cleared the stickies. They got the opening frag of Domo. Domo goes down so early, so no stickies for them in that last push.
Yeah, I think just going left side changed up so much. They were so much closer to them, so much quicker. They dealt with the defensive off-class that was there at the time, the gun, so much faster than before. Got Dormo quickly as well, and forced everybody far back. They were just able to actually get room to breathe here on last, unlike last time where the heavy just denied them all the space coming from center of the map instead.
So much damage from Dono. I mean, I think that both demos tagged a lot of lows actually in that mid fight. Now, both. Oh, as soon as huge high bomb, Polygon is just dancing on the little panel there. Now he bombs. Dono goes down again by Azuna's the same mid. Polygon onto Demos. Yes, Demos goes down. Eames and Ehard get picked off as well. Zelosai gets poisoned on the left side of mid. Zelosai getting bullied, but nice rockets. Really nice rocket onto Nevo. And Azuna's gonna get cleaned up by both scouts. Really, really nice mid from Ascent. Domo goes down a bit early, you know, what can you do? But that doesn't matter for Ascent. They don't need him. Zelosai cleaning up Nevo. Really nice rockets. Polygon a huge bomb onto Demos. Really good mid from Ascent.
And really nice discipline as well by the scouts on Ascent here to just, they never crossed point whatsoever. They always stayed close to corner and make sure that anything that comes in counter-aggression out of our Elektro will not touch corner whatsoever. They made sure the medic dies and there stays alive, and that is a huge win condition to have. Really good to have out of this mid fight right now, carrying the momentum forward, not just a second, all the way to last. They will have to deal with a gun, they will have to deal with Nebo sniping as well, so they could be caught by surprise, not unheard of, as long as the man delivers with his shots.
Ascent do go off to the bridge Uber this time. They do see the sentry on the left side. It's not going down just yet. Now it is, but that's their whole Uber gun. Kradu has gone picked up on the flank by their side. But they caps! They just completely forgot about the points. Ascent were just allowed to stand on it. Whilst they're worrying about, I got Kradu guys. Oh, we lost a point because we're worrying about one flank pick and not a point. Tum-tum.
Yeah, they just miscalculated completely about the point. They wanted to keep really slow, really steady, and like rotate once, have Azunas be the one on the point, but he was way too slow to deal with that. At least got a pick on the point itself, but there was just the demo man still standing there next to the scout, and that's just so much a single solid can do with 5 people are rotating.
Eames opting for the floor. Eames has already been pushed into the alley because Domo sticks him twice. Now Polygon might do the same bomb as last time. He's on the grass crate. He got Polygon on the same bit as last time, on the little panel, just spamming above. No teams doing anything so far. Zebasai bombing left side. Polygon bombing onto the combo. Polygon huge bomb onto Demos. Demos is so hurt, but he's not able to finish him off. Now Azunas bombing around. Domo gets Demos! I don't even see that down. It's a really long range sticky. Now Ascent needs to play beam. Domo might get picked on the left side. He is alone top left. He might get picked up by a scout. No, Zebasai does get Eames. This is really good for Ascent. They need to play together here. Everyone on Aura is so hurt. Ams get picked up by Yeehaw. Eat Poison gets killed by Kradu. Nevo on top corner. No, he's so low. 16 health and he doesn't pop Condog. Oh, I was expecting the first drop of the map there, but really milking it there, disrespecting Nevo, not popping for that man.
But that's the difference between Ascent and Aura. Ascent goes for these sort of plays and everything in their path just dies, guaranteed at least the medic, and Aura just barely not even getting a single kill in the first place here. The difference between these two teams, like Sags after the meta, is just becoming apparent, and Ascent the ones capitalizing, getting all the way back into your last push position off of huge ad from mid. Gun up, heavy up instead of sniper this time, so double off class. Trying not to give up any space this time maybe, and playing it a little bit safe on the point.
I think they're going for the same move as last time. That bridge, as they do go for the sentry again, he just gets spammed pretty early. Yep, there he goes. And now both scouts on the point, just kind of touching it, going to play some point time. Poison does go down to point, the sentry's still down. The heavy is pushing point, the heavy is still healthy though. Oh no, this is looking a bit better for Aura this time. 2 trades though. Yeehaw does get piped by Domo, and then gets cleaned up by Nevo and Demos. Ooh, nice pipe from Eames. He's hitting so many pies. Ams was running, leaving Shutter. Yeah, wow, the heavy was untouched that last push. That's the difference. The heavy, not dying, not getting focused hard enough, and just being so healthy. Ams is sneaking in the lobby. Don't know what he's doing there. He does get pied. The taunt. Oh, Eames, you're dirty.
Yeah, and Ams just doing Ams things. He really likes going for random plays that come out of nowhere, trying to surprise people. Even if he doesn't get the backup, just slow things down here and get corner closer to Uber, but not surviving him this time. Zebo also getting caught in lower makes all of this go hard for them right now, as they will have to exchange here.
Yeah, they do trade Ubers here, DmTmMm. Not really much going on so far. I think Ascent are... They're holding their ground on the bridge. Poison does get picked off. Connor just hiding in a little corner. They need to get out of this corner before it all goes tits up. And there's... Am's getting Eames. Am's just... Kradu getting 2 picks. They're cleaning up Aura Elektro in their own house. Oh no, imagine just getting cleaned up in your own house. And that's Ascent. Yeah, for the full wipe. Ascent with both scouts capping point. This might easily be 2-1 in about
That
2
was
minutes.
so messy, but Ascent made sure they have people behind them post-Uber to just do exactly this, have them sandwich between us. Abs and Credu were all just struggled to keep any position on second in the first place, and they had to abandon, so much better exchange coming out of Ascent here. They were the ones initiating, on players down as well, I might add. So, risky business, but it paid off well this time, and it gets them another huge ad to play into last with.
Oh, they are going for the left side Uber this time. I prefer this though, because you're way close to the left side, and you're able to chance straight away. They're going to start pointing it. Ams is picking point. So much cap time. No one even bothers shooting Ams. Oh no. Well, Ams did actually die, so someone did shoot him, but not quick enough, I guess.
Yeah, Aura just really doesn't like contesting point with bodies here. They really just want to do it for damage, and Ascent is just making use of that so much. They stack it as much as they can. Always have ×3 on it after they pushed in after Diva, and the way Aura tries to defend the point is just not letting that happen for them.
Yeah, Aura were left looking in the heavens at that last push. And Domo and Eames trading stickies across the floor. Zebaside is spamming Domo. Eames will go ahead and spam. Oh my god, Poison bombing on the red crate. Azunis bombing us for demo. Nothing at Polygon. Huge bomb in the sky. He's dropping a nuke on Azunis. He does bomb a Roma. Interesting. He got cleaned up by Nevo. Zebaside does take down Poison. Some nice rockets there. Now Ascent have the whole of mid fight, and Zebaside's flanking them. No, Aura's going to get crushed in this little alley. Demos, Eames, Nevo, all dropping. Yeehaw slithering out. I don't know how he made that, bro. Oh, and that was so well played from Ascent. These bombs, honestly, they're doing so much work, and Ams and Cred are getting frag after frag after frag them to them.
Yeah, these chases are working incredibly well for them, and they're not letting anything escape through alley whatsoever, and it's paying off well. It's such a huge part of the map to have this one going for you, because if you go lower, obviously, you just get stuck, you can't surface medic at all, but it's such a long distance to go the other way in comparison that you can capitalize off these chases, and you have to in situations like this, when you have the players to be able to chase the kills when you need to, and again, this is the third or fourth, almost, no third I think, full Uber ad push into last basically. They have up in grasps to capitalize off now for Ascent.
They are going for the right side Uber this time. There's huge fight! No one to Zuna, super world class nuts, and the Sentry does get taken down there from nice time Fulion. Ams is so hurt he's not able to stay in point. Yeehaw has now sacrificed his life. He's not out, he's not getting reached by beam by Demos, and then on to point. Can they get Uber in time? 60%. One still will not be enough, and that is 3-1 for Ascent. Oh my god, Domo. That is the best way to start an Uber. Huge air pipe. You just got so much momentum after hitting that huge air pipe, and they just roll forward like a steam train, you dumb thumb.
Yeah, Aura needs an answer, especially starting on the mid fights already. Like you said, the bombs are doing so much work. They're getting stuck back in alley so much at the beginning of the bits, and they never have the ability to recover. They need something started to not get stuck in the corner and have to play out of it the entire mid fight.
Oh yes, you're absolutely right. And Eames on the floor this time. Domo top right. Just put his sticky out. Just what? You just got melted. This is so unfortunate. Azunis on Demos' bottom, but he can't in Domo's bottom, but he can't clean him out. Eames gonna get taken down here. Yeah. Oh, Ascent. What have you done to these guys? Where is Demos? Demos is back to his last poison. Gonna slow down two players. The scouts are not chasing Demos. They're chasing poison. Demos is able to get out. I think because of that choice actually. Wow, Ascent are just burning these guys alive. Aura they have no answer. They have no answer.
Yeah, and this time they tried. Soldiers just going straight, trying to get behind. One is still alive, everything else pretty much died. Demos survived, which is in a way already much better than last few bits, but mostly because he just abandoned case immediately. Poison all the way in the backline, still looking for something, but won't find much because everything's already in dust.
Oh, they do use a hit. Where's Demos? He's got 99%. Now Poison does get a fact onto Kraden. Oh, can they use it? Oh no, they used, but they got juggled across point and they couldn't stand on the point. Demos just got Uber just in time. But and then as they used the stickies, juggle them across the points. They couldn't even stand on it to block it. Oh, this is just getting from bad to worse for Aura Elektro.
Yeah, they need points to keep in the playoff race, and Ascent is not letting them take any. This is a scary looking Ascent. They struggled at the beginning of the season. They are fully coming as a team together right now.
Eames going for the floor. He's already been pushed into his alley. That's fine. Domo pushing to his alley. Okay, this is box standard. Polygon of a red crate. Poison of a blue crate. Even with different colours, different colour crates. And now Zoom just bomb into their house. Nothing really yet though. He's just sort of peeking. Poison. Big high bomb. He's in there melting. Oh, nice rocket into the corner. Really nice direct from him. Poison is cleaned up. Eames with a nice pipe onto the other demo of Domo. Am's full health on point. Really just really establishing his prominence right there. No beam, but he's just jumping around. It looks like they're going for some big flank plays here. Him and Polygon, they're definitely coming. I'm flanking through Valley. I'm just pulling it right now. Distract. Polygon's bombing into demos. Huge nuke from Polygon, and he does get Evo as well. Eames nice life into Freddy. Oh, Eames now half health in his alley. Does get the health back. They are fighting. Still a bit of fighting in alley. In house, my apologies. Zebasai so hurt. He's going to get rollers or scattergun. He's not healthy. Just challenge him. Oh, but Ams is still behind. He picks up neither from a long range scattergun. He's going to get poisoned as well. Oh, someone stop this man. He's on a rampage, but he's by himself. Come on, just tag team him or something. Eames like sticky in that house. He's getting flanked. No, Ams, don't do it. He's on Eames. He's going to get cleaned up here. Surely, yeah. That's enough, Ams. Yep, Stinky, done. Oh my goodness.
But that was exactly what Aura was afraid of after the mid-fight. They were scared of getting flanked and getting just these bombs onto the medic. And despite trying so much to have it not happen, it still came through Polygon delivered. And it just really shows how good Ascent is after they lost something of value. They need a redemption play, and the sack will deliver every time.
I'm so sorry. Look at Azudas, he's edge poking. Ban this man. This is not legal. I don't know how he found this out. This is crazy. Is he gonna make the bop? Wallblock, this is so trippy. Here it comes. Oh no, he's beefed it! Oh, Azudas, he's had... Oh, never mind that. They do trade on point with a scout versus a demo. Yeehaw does get picked up by... Yeehaw picks off Ams. Now the Ubers are both sizzling out here. One pick each. Are all trying to bully the way out? Domo's so hurt, he can get picked off. Domo's so hurt. He doesn't die. He's on the floor now. Yeehaw does get picked up by Zebasai. Zebasai. Oh, gets Evo as well. Big man, he's back. Zebasai's back. I said gonna try pushes. Demos. Polygon gets the combo. What? Oh, Eames, a great pipe onto Zebasai, but unable to clean. No, Zuni's can't jump through the window. That is 5-1, DmTmMm. This is a crazy game.
Yeah, Aura is visibly playing super scared, and the Ascent just don't have any fear in them whatsoever. Like you said, they just keep on fighting. They started off that way and they continue all the way through. They might show respect, especially on mids, to not overextend for silly things, but when they have a reason to go, they go all the way with it and just keep on going with tiny little players they can all the way.
I'm hoping they slow down a bit because I can't keep up with this game, DmTmMm. It's going so fast. Both demos suffering from the upper rollout. He's getting tagged a lot, but I don't know. But this guy's already... You already so hurt from this mid. First, even started. Now Ascent are going to slowly make their way through the right side of the mid. There's not many bombs though. Zebasai, there we go. There the solid bombs. Polygon cam. No, just distracting. Yeehaw so hurt on the point. Maybe he can get cleaned up. As soon as bombs, the red crate. That's a nice ban, but no one's getting any flag. No flag so far. Poison does bomb. I'm on the poison cam. He's bombing the huts. He doesn't get anything though. He just gets shot by poison. It's a wall shot, whatever. Yeehaw does clean up the domo. And to get Yeehaw as soon as clean up. Polygon with some rockets there. Polygon gets the medic. What's happened? I didn't even see that. As soon as cleaning up Ams. Oh, bit of lag there. Zebasai just asserted his dominance on the red crates there. They do see Azudas, he's going to opt for the retreat. Yeah, he's so hurt though. He's going to get his stick out. Yeah, he's going to get his stick out. That's what I said, stick out and run away. And Red Scout there just telling his fate. Alright, they're not giving this up. They want to force them, you know. They want to spam.
They have to keep
and
going. They're 5-1 down.
Yeah.
They need to keep fighting. At this point, if they lose something, they might as well lose the game for it. But if they win this fight, it's huge for them. They need a quick comeback. They barely have 10 minutes left in this, and they play off 70%. They said at this point you just take risks for the sake of getting anything started, and if you lose, it's just over early, I guess.
Yeah, Ascent, I see them. Ascent are waiting for the... Connor's like, yoo-hoo, I need to come on Scout, and Odomo is not on this team. Air shot on Azunas? No. Poison's so hurt on the floor, he must get cleaned up. He's about 10 health, he's get cleaned up. Polygon asserted his dominance on the second cap. Demos has to get 80%, they'll definitely get us the last, but that's not their biggest concern. The biggest concern is their 4-round deficit, DmTmMm. Now it is... Oh, they have used to... Eames does get picked off there, haven't got Uber yet. Now he gets Uber, they're going to use forward, but that's another pick for Fredu. Zebasai does get taken down by Azunas, but he's very, very hurt. And Demos cannot do anything with the Uber. And here come Ascent, here come the wave. Oh no, it's not looking for Aura Elektro. Play the point, Demos just standing there, he ain't moving. Oh, yeah, that's the wave, 6-1 on Metalworks, DmTmMm.
That was looking competitive for a solid 5 minutes. And then Ascent just got in the rhythm of pushing mid, or fighting mid, pushing last, and these set plays for them, these set scenarios mid and last, was looking so much better planned out on the offense for Ascent than they ever did on the defense for Aura. And we basically never saw Ascent truly on the back foot after a little while into this game, after that 1-1 round. And Ascent was just running away with it completely. Aura did not find any footing on this whatsoever. And you'd hope that a map that is better practiced, like Snakewater, will help improve this, because these mids and these lasts were a huge problem for them.
Oh, Ascent were in their comfort zone this whole game. Apart from that one round, they were in their comfort zone the whole map, and it was so easy to sell. Their mid fights, their bombs, they're just so much more effective. They're just getting so much more from their Ubers, apart from that one time. But Connor only died twice. Demos died 8 times. And if we look at Ascent, won every single mid, and that is just the story of this map. They won every single mid, and Credu. This map was Credu's. We can give this map to Credu for this instance.
It's hard to say who the MVP was because it felt like everybody was doing incredible. One moment, Ams just walks at everybody. The other moment, Credu just pops up behind them. And then another moment again, Polygon and Zebo just destroy everything in front of them. They all just played individually so well on top of with each other together really well that the weak Ascent from the beginning of the season is just a thing from the past, it seems, and they're just ready to tear through playoffs now.
When I said that, I was only referencing to the logs. I was only looking at the numbers. We could see that Ascent was just. We could see that they were just working together as a big bloody unit, and it was very evident because they were doing so much like effective stuff at the same time, and it just really was catching Aura really off guard. And those last pushes, they looked so crisp and concise, and it's like Ascent were just telling us that they knew. Yeah, casters, we know how to play this game. We get ready for some good Uber, some coordinated aggression. And I am looking at Credu's log, and now you can see there. That's why I said, oh yeah, Credu. Let's give it to this man.
Oh no, you can't even like put it on like, oh, Scout, he's just cleaning up. 318 damage is not very little whatsoever. So he delivered on all fronts.
No, he did. They all did, really. They all bloody did.
And even like the one time, or the 1-2 short moments they've been on last, the heavy put on the work as well for Credu. True, he might have only, quote unquote, only got 2 kills in a matter of 40 seconds, but that's still really, really good given how much or how little time he spent there on the off-class on the defense. They had a decent last hold. It was not pushed a lot, so we will never see how it worked out if Aura got more chances. But that's the whole different story as well, right? Like Aura never got another chance after the 1-1 round.
No, it was in a set. This was a sense game easily the whole time. Just very, very quickly. Another official Feint versus Generation Karnax 5-0
Yeah, that's not casted.
in 5-0 in 10 minutes on Metalworks for Feint.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised that it's ending 5-0, but that's some efficiency.
I'm not sure how the other official has gone.
Let's not talk about the other game that's happening on stream right now, TF2 for the sake of spoilers, if people want to like actually watch that themselves. But just for the moment, the playoff, like the safe playoff contenders, the top 3 right now, 7 is playing right now, but the playoff contenders right now are just tearing through everything that isn't. And for a little while, it was looking like the non-playoff teams are slowly, at least catching up a little bit. Maybe not enough to consistently take maps of any of the 3, but the big 3 are not coming out to play games today. Besides, playing their opponents really, really well.
Ascent, yeah. So 7 Feints. So it's 99% going to be 7 Feints Ascent. And then these 3 next teams, you've got Aura, War and Suns in top 5. It's one of them. It's one of those 3. And I'm really hoping next map, Aura can really show their prowess on Snakewater. And I think Snakewater will be closer, 100%. I think it will be way closer.
I really hope so. Like, again, I said before the game, both Ascent had a close game at 7 before the official, and Aura had a close game with Feint before the official. So they are able to keep up with the top teams, but clearly Ascent is just a whole different pace, and it really showed a lot of the times where there was like a lot of moments where there were these messy fights going on, and Ascent always pressed the issue more. They always pressed W just that little bit more, kept going deeper into enemy territory, where Aura was clearly not comfortable keeping up a fight, and Ascent just kept going and going and going forward. There was a one fight on second, for example, that Aura wanted to take an exchange, and then Aura just went into the second point and just completely wiped them. And they were just not ready for it. And sure, this is a more familiar map, but if Ascent is can continuously play their own playstyle the way they want to, if Aura can't find a stop to the pace that Ascent is pushing on, then this map is already lost cause, and they desperately need these points.
I'm praying it. I'm crossing my fingers that this will not end in 20 minutes. I want to see a full-fleshed 30-minute game rounds both sides, not just one, not just one round for one team, because it was a bit upsetting only to see my boys Aura only getting 1 point. Big fan of Poison Bus Crew, Freddy Fish. But I think Snake is a much more, traditional map for the Europeans. So I think Aura, this will help Aura because they will feel just more natural, more comfortable in this Snake Water. Bit of a pug map as well.
Yeah.
So we do have the pug veteran Yeehaw here to help
The
with
question is, because if you remember on the mid fights, a lot of the things they struggled with was not getting any space. They were forced back really early, either that or they just couldn't deal with bombs well. Snakewater is notoriously a map where soldiers have a lot of options to go specific places, especially if you like wrap around behind all the way fancy, or just go in high. Because you have a decently skybox to use to your advantage, you have a lot of options as a soldier. If that continues to be a problem, this is not going to look pretty. If they get stuck on the backlines as well, Ascent is not going to be afraid of taking space. That being said, Ascent has been not always been like super aggressive on these mids, but most of the time they were like hanging back on their own half quite a decent bit, just taking it slow, and even that could be dangerous for Aura if they just take a bait and get baited just a bit forward in the mid runner that is Ascent holding back on the mid fight.
I'm not quite sure how Aura play this map. I've hardly seen them. I've hardly actually spectated their games this season. I've only seen a few Ascents, and obviously a few streams as well. And I think Ascent are gonna send their solids are gonna bomb at the exact same time. One over the left side and one over the right side. And I think that's just how it's simple, but it's effective because they do it at the exact same time. And then Ascent can just roll forward with both solids. But it's a fact. This is just the idea, all right. We need to actually see the execution, and that is what I'm excited to see if they can actually prevail under the stress of the official DmTm.
Yeah, this is where it counts. They can be close at scrims against anyone they want all day, but if they can't deliver when it counts, then it doesn't matter at the end. Aside for maybe a little bit of elo points, but that doesn't get you anywhere.
Well, it just builds up your ego a little bit, but that's it really. As we do go into the second map here of the official, Domo and Eames going for the saw rollout, not training stickies yet. Eames just focusing the sort of saw door right now. Nevo taking top left with poison. Just spamming, no bombs yet. Zebasai's waiting for Polygon. Oh, we're getting buffed. Oh, I see it now. It's going to happen any second now. Polygon, huge high one from his side onto left side. Doesn't really get much space though. Ascent just sort of chilling. Both teams sort of nice rocket from Zebasai to Yeehaw. Yeehaw so hurt. This is Ascent's time. Clean up Azuna so you can roll forward. Polygon's so hurt, but Ams does get the Azuna, so there's 1-for-1 pick so far. The whole of all Elektro is just on green slope, which is really bad when you space out. Zebasai is flanking through Catwalk. This can be so bad. If they push forward now, they can avoid this Zebasai. He does bomb into the Zebasai, he's getting Eames is so hurt. Demos on the other side, he does use though. Connor is so far out with Ams. So he might get caught here in sort. Yeah, he does get picked off, but Connor, he does escape.
Backlines
they go back in. Crazy goes on. Eames goes down. They're going to get Demos for this Uber. Unless Ams cannot finish his dinner. Polygon jumps in to finish his dinner, but he gets sword. But Ascent Ams does run it. He does get meat shot by Nevo. And now Connor does slide out with their combo areas with them.
They will have heals here to recontest. They kept their medic alive. It's hugely important. They kept up the pace. They didn't let them cap mid at all. A lot of the times, people that leave their medic to safely get out of mid just get out and then come in when they have Uber. But Ascent just immediately popped in without respawners, completely caught by surprise. Get the medic, get this chance yet again. Never dying early. People in kitchen contesting them, but they will have heals here much earlier.
Oh yeah, they're dealing with these flank players. That's 3 down for Aura right now. Oh, this is so tragic. Nevo is spawning now. That's a bit of a saving grace. So there's 1 spawner for you. But there are 2 flank players, Poison and Azuna, is just sort of chilling, having just having a little tea break in Blue's kitchen, but they did get cleaned up there by the Ascent players. As Ascent do roll forward. Oh, this is amazing. There's actually no resistance at all from Aura.
In front of them, but behind them, Nevo snipes.
Wow. There's Nevo in the spawn board. Can't get anything though. No, he does opt out for the back to the last one. But does he stand like? No, he goes on. Oh no, he is on sniper. Yeehaw is on the sentry. It's on the NG class. Oh, Polygon taking the left side with a scout and both solids. Oh, they're getting a bit of space here. But Solid is it's poison. Oh no, he dropped off the tower. The tower is even to stay there. Ams does get sticky by Eames. And now the Solid back onto the HUDs. Azunis now dropping down just to lay out some spam, lay out some dish. Here we are. That poison is gonna spawn up at the same time as Ams. Maybe Ams might off class sometime.
Yeah, and it still feels like Ascent is just continuously trying to take as much, like, feel out how much space they can take for free before they have to work really, really hard for it. Before these Ubers have to come out. On mid already, they just keep on the fight going forever and ever and just try to, like, eventually get a better situation out of it. After a really long fight again here, they just try to have something walk in, see how much space they can get for free, see what they can bait forward in front of them and get some easy picks with it. Despite the sniper as well, mind you, they played a dangerous game there, but it didn't pay. It didn't cost them anything, I should say. They didn't lose anything of too big value. Ams died, but at that point, the single scout is not going to allow anyone to get out of last. So for the moment, their dangerous game seems to be working out. Now they want to slow it down a little bit, though. Keep it safe. Pull out Yohn, Ams, sniper.
Oh, but I gotta say, DmTmMm, alright, a dangerous game is the best game. Is the best game. This is we got this. The viewers, they want a game. They want a dangerous game. And it's a boring game. No, oh, Ams just gets synced by two. Doma gets picked off by Poison as well. What happened there, Doma? Not playing with his team, but now Aura can take this opportunity. 2 players, no stickies and no Ams. This is huge. Zebasai just chilling. He's watching low. He's watching low. Oh, bit of stand there. No, he jumps out. Aura pushing out. Poison just waddling through wood. Oh, he's bombing to the pipe. He's gone into his own cheese. Interesting. Now Polygon getting distracted actually. Poison into up director. Oh, but it does get forced. Connor does get forced by Azunis with world class nuts. Aura now backing up into the left lobby. Poison. Oh, Poison. Oh, he almost got caught here. Yeehaw just dance around the lobby, but gotta make sure they get caught here. It's the full ad on Snake. Pushing Snake Water last is such a chore. Such a chore, DmTmMm.
But pushing the second point is so hard, and even in the current situation, it's not easy. They see so many rounds just being lost on second, more so than on last, honestly, so this is still dangerous. And there's a player behind as well. Zebasai tries his hardest to get something more than just a poison pick, but that alone slows down Aura's progress out of last down so much more than anything else probably could have that he's done there. They still try though.
Even though they use through, but they get it's an air Uber, oh no, and now Ascent are taking some nice space on grass. Not really playing together. Eames will get picked up by Polygon. Big bomb from Polygon. And now huge ad for Ascent.EU. They're going to take it through shutter. 95%. Oh, I like it. They're going to walk in without even getting it. This is so good. Here they come. They've used Uber, Ascent, Ams onto the point. Oh, he's just standing there. He's so hurt. Azunis just cleaning him up, bro. Owns a bit heavy now, but no, this is so bad for Ascent. Doma just melty hard. But he gets both of my knee though. It's a melting session right here. Who's that Polygon soft? Polygon gets surfed way over to the other side. Oh, Zebasai does bump on it. But he does get arrowed. He almost got him picked off. But oh no, you know what? The heavy didn't go. If the heavy doesn't die, they don't win. It's as simple as that, mate.
Well, I mean, they did try the hardest, but they just took just a bit too long, and Aura tries again, but they almost had like a huge scam moment the last time they tried, and this time they don't have an Uber just yet. Damo's only in 7th, and the fight keeps going. Ascent doesn't want to let them have any room whatsoever. Poison weak as well. Azunis tries to take this forward, but just jumps straight into a scout. Both soldiers down so fast for Aura.
No, Aura retreating for the they're retreating. They've lost 3. Neither get picked off as well. This is a free. Oh, this is free up for Ascent, but they do have the Ubers. Can they hold up with their spawners? Ascent just slowly on trying to. Eames, don't jump straight. Whew, that was really scary because he was so hurt. Now the spawners do come up with the Polygon nuking the other side. Eames to go down. No stickies at all right now.
That point, though, Polygon just barely gets there.
So much capside, and they do get the first round of Snake Water. We are seeing it is a bit closer. It is a bit closer to them. Right, 7 minutes. All right, let's please not a roll. I don't want to see another roll.
I don't remember who it was that jumped right side spawn there, but whichever sort that it was, I think Polygon. I'm not sure. Oh, Polygon, okay. Like, Polygon just brought them so much space. Everybody was far back, couldn't go forward until he was dealt with, and they got so much captain out of that was too much to deal with. And again, it's just these pushes out of second and out of last into second that is costing Aura dearly.
Oh yeah, as we do go into the second, Ian's getting tagged a little bit, but he says, "Get off me! I don't need so sticky damage. I can just stand here and do whatever I want." And no bombs yet, though. They're just chilling. They're just chilling. Bit of a peace treaty right now. Polygon's a bomb from. Oh, Neva does get picked up on the flank by Crady. Here's some aggression. Ams does get poisoned. There's Solly in there. So nice rocket onto Crady from Azunis. He does bomb into Connor. No, he's not in a good position here. Connor does surf into his saw. But the whole of Ascent just getting players. Eames and Devers dropping down. Ams and Yeehaw fighting on 2 HP. Yohn does get the pistol whip. Ams is fuming right now. No, he's not. He's just chilling. Domo just seeing if he can get a little pie through cheese, but no pie to connect there. But again, full Uber add for Ascent.EU as they do roll into second here, DmTmMm.
Yeah, and it's still impressive for me how much mileage they get without really crossing point with too many people. They're mostly just playing on their side of the midpoint, and they still are able to get this much out of the plays they do initiate with. Really, really efficient mids out of Ascent here, and really safe ones as well. Connor in like zero danger whatsoever for the most part in these mids, and another big ad player of the worked well on metal. Snake is a different story. There's a gun, there's a sniper. We'll see what. Thank God.
Oh, they do optimally shutter Uber. They got to take down Ascent straight away. They're solid on the tower. Just a little bit of spam here. No frags yet. Uber is now depleted. Bit of cap time here. Zebasai does get picked up from Nevo. Oh, Polygon is levitated by Nevo. There's 2 frags for that man. Yohn does get piped by Domo. But they're so hurt on the right side. Can they get crushed? Domo does get picked up by Azunas. And another pick for Azunas. Getting on to Credu. The Frenchman rolling these kids as they're now Demos does have 60%, unlike Connor with a little 30. And Aura taking this through.
Ams is still contesting. They want to keep fighting this.
Ams gets depleted. He gets deleted by Nevo on the combat of flank scout versus combat scout of Ams. He's not happy there. And now Aura 90% walking in here through lower. Are they gonna bomb? No, I think they're taking it for free. They're taking it for free. Eames are sticking up around in case they get bombed for it. Smart by. Oh no, they've lost 2 almost instantly. How did that happen? I'm lost, brother. Hold on. Now this is just completely turned around for Ascent. They don't care. They don't care that they have Uber Dissad. They just gotten 2 picks just like that. I'm trying to click, but my hands can't do it. And now they're just gonna go through lower DmTmMm.
Yeah, you're not the only one lost. Aura also looking completely lost. They're losing to like you said out of nowhere. They just have to turn back off of their initial plans. They don't have Zad anymore. And Ascent, they don't care. They still have a sniper. Who cares? We just want to push it. They take grass already. As soon as wants to contest this, Polygon says no to that whatsoever. No one's allowed to take any space though on their side as well.
Oh, Eames is not with his demo. He's not with his men at all. No, Aura. That's not how you play a combo. Your combo scout and demo just die, dude. What's happening? Domo get picked up. Yes, Nevo getting a little saving grace. Credu headshot and poison. Headshot in the Zunas. Can he headshot? Oh! 3 headshots. And he puts in the bar and that's it. GG. No, who's feeding? Ams, don't feed, man. Chill. Oh,
no, he is feeding himself. He wants this all right now. He doesn't care.
What are you doing, dude? Oh,
you know what the worst thing about that is? It doesn't matter. There's so many people still spawning on Aura, and it's only a single kill they've gotten out of this little bit of overextension there. There's nothing they can do with this amped pick right now. Credu still being on sniper doesn't help to keep up the pace right now. At least it shouldn't. It didn't matter last time, because that was an even worse situation. They had a sniper. This is not the situation you expect anyone to try to take space, but for Ascent, it's just all free real estate. They just come in on grass, and Credu is just setting up shop in there. Killing absolutely everything, and this makes this now almost.
He's just getting customer after customer, that man. Honestly. Oh, they're going for the left side. Oh, I love it from Ascent. They're taking left side. Maybe a bit of damage, right? 3 players really hurt from Ascent. It's gonna be really hard to hold these players alive. And now Ams just chilling on point. He might get taken out though. Poison does go down to Ams. There's 2 picks for Aura, bro. But they cap. Domo just stands in the points. No respect for that man. Aura, not really. Is this their main problem? Do they just forget about the points? Do they just forget?
They're just so afraid of the damage coming forward, of this whole blob of Ascent players. They want to kite them as much as they can, but they always fall back too much. It was the same issue on Metal, maybe even more so, because they were actually able to hold some points here so far. They were actually able to hold a little bit, but every time they come in, they're just so afraid of this blob of Ascent players coming in. Ascent just doesn't fear at all.
They need to get over this fear factor, Aura, right now. They need to step that game up. Just no more fear. Now, next mid, the 3rd mid of Snake Water. Aura really aggressive across squad. Domo does get melted. Azunas just get traded from Zebasai, bro. Ascent, they're not even in. They're just out. They're all on their saw. This is so good to see Aura. Polygon bombing Eames. No, he doesn't know to shoot. He's 2 HP. Oh my goodness, he's not 2 HP. He's now healthy. Got arrowed. But you see that's what I'm seeing. As soon as I say, let's see some aggression, Aura just rolling. Did they hear me or something? Because look,
Ascent have player ad, and they don't care about anything that's happened on mid. They just want to keep going again.
Ooh, there was like getting picked off earlier from Poison. Are Ascent going to opt for this? Or they're in the no man's land. Do they commit to them? They are committing. Here we are. Now Ams trading. They can't flash too many. Ams is not with his combo right now. Please get picked off. Alright, he does get flashed. But this is slightly better. Aura Elektro Ascent still one down. Polygon on the high ground, they dish some damage. Poison, they pick up Ams. Ams now going down to Azunis. Oh my goodness, Frag City here. Doma putting up so much damage to their lower. No frags though. Polygon getting cleaned up here from Azunis now. Ascent need to run before they get cleaned up in their saw. Here they go. Aura, all their pack of wolves are going to chase them. They're going to chase them to the end of the earth. Ascent only five up though. This is 5 versus 5. Zebras are getting picked off from Yeehaw. All the scouts on a rampage right now. Now we're going to chill. We're going to chill 1 second. You know what? And I need to chill as well.
Let's see, Aura needs this change of pace right now. They don't really have an ad here, and they had to scrap by just barely on these last few fights, but it did work out, and that's the most important part. They need this momentum, and this couldn't come any sooner. Last time they had like a decent bit of aggressiveness, anything in their favor showing fairly early on, and then never again. Now they're only 2-0 down. This is still recoverable if they just keep it up, but they need something strong here down. They're already getting stuck on entry. Never Nezu is getting completely shut down, trying to make some play in the last half.
Well, that's 2 picks for Kredu already on Sniper. I think he's gone back on the scout now. And Ascent, they're going for the cheese push. Oh, I love it. They like give that poison frag, you know? Oh yeah, they did actually. And now they got to use it. This is really good. Jeez, I should do that actually more often. That's really good. And now, but Aura, they got no space. Ascent have the whole second control. Aura, no. They're going to get clapped on grass. Demos just get cleaned up. Eames are going to get caught by the little Christmas tree with no decorations. He does go down. Kredu popping off this map. That's frag after frag. He just got there. Doma waiting for an arrow. There he goes. Now we're going to go to mid here. Going to take it nice and chill. No resistance at all, DmTmMm.
Yeah, super quick turnaround. Med's still dead. They don't have ad, they don't care, they don't need to. There's no threat whatsoever on mid right now. They can just keep going and keep more space. Neville is spawning a sniper, though didn't turn out too well last time, but you never can count out the possibility of a sniper just hiding somewhere when you're pushing in. So Ascent, while they can just fairly easily truck along, they still need to be careful about these sort of things. Bomber hiding, everything can happen. They can't be too carried away despite how well it has been going. And by the looks of it, they seem to be doing just that. They're playing safe, they're checking things, checking traps, checking hiding players. Soldier up top on the pipe doesn't get anything.
Oh, Polygon was going to get headshot there. But that's alright. Poison just bombing the grass. I thought he was going to bomb the med there. That's why I was getting excited there. Poison just chilling behind, just sort of peek, just showing himself. Now he's bombing. Is he going to get anything though? No, Ascent have already gotten his last. The med's nowhere to be seen. Poison's like, hold on, where's Connor? And he's juked him. Poison was a bit too slow there to get the med pick there. And now they're trading for Shutter here. But Demo's milking it. Now there he is. Now Ams might get caught here. Ams getting levitated. He's Yoda. How did that happen? Nevo and Yeehaw using the scatter gun. Oh, just to put him in the air. I hope I got one camera. That was really funny. And now just Ascent just chilling on second, but they're not going to give this up. They're only 1 down. They're like, no, we're going to hold your second. We don't care if you're 1 down.
Yeah, they already abused mistakes out of last year from Aura to get plays of last going, so they know what they're playing with here, but Azunis also had this play go successfully before. They need to be careful, and it just about works out. Don't want to try to make sure the medic stays alive, but this is just the power position in the map. They're up comfortably 2 rounds by halftime, and for as much as they've been pressing the issue so far, they don't need to necessarily. They can take a breather, but they don't care. They want to keep going. Poison hiding though.
Oh no, Ascent are dry pushing through low, but Poison gets 3 of them. Oh, this is Poison City. Eames and Azunis clean up the last few frags to have of the Ascent roster. Zebasai just short. Zebasai can't do it. He's just chilling in low. Does he? No, he does get cleaned up by Eames. What was that dry push from Ascent? And then Poison just cleaned up all 3 of them. I was not expecting that after. That was a big choke from Ascent, I gotta say, because they're only 2-0 in front of them.
Yeah, I was saying they were playing with no fear on Metalworks. It seems to be turning into no respect. They're taking more and more chances that are slightly becoming sketchy at this point. They need to reconsider a little bit on all. I can capitalize greatly right now.
Oh, but I said I've gotten 2 miracle frags, headshot and a solid and demo pick. Polygon
by Poison. No. Catching Polygon from across mid. Still fighting going on the other second. Connor's getting chased. Demo's getting sauce from it. The Uber advantage just got bigger by 25%, but there's still people behind them.
I can't even lose track of it. Demo's getting 2 Uber swords.
Oh
really?
no, what the
But Demos goes down, never mind. You know what, it doesn't matter. Zebasai's in the server. It doesn't matter. Down goes Demos. And he gets another frag result because Zebasai is just that good.
But that's just how it goes. They work so hard to get out of these bad situations, and some silly mistakes happen, and it all negates every effort they had. Poison getting caught and saw behind as well. No play that he can make. It's all on Azunis right now.
Oh yeah. It's here we are. 10% each team's more or less. Ascent. Oh, hold on. Azunis in their kitchen. What's he up to? Hold on. I want to see if he can sync anything with his team. As Ascent are dry pushing lower. Well, I mean, Aura have no soldiers to hold seconds, so this would be really easy for Ascent. And yet, there's no resistance at all. And we're seeing Azunis in the cheese. Maybe he can get Zebasai.
He's trying to get back.
Oh, okay, he does get Zebasai. There is a little pick there. Maybe Azunis can work something here. He can be a bit of distraction. There, oh, poison. Uh-oh. Oh, he was going to get air shot. Oh, no, Polygon's fuming.
But in the meantime, Azunis got amps as well. He can keep going. All of them can. He's
Hold
trying to
on.
make space. Takes a lot of damage. Barely gets back in time. But with those kills, that's just suddenly
What's
the
just
whole
happened
difference.
here?
Yeah, Poison
Okay.
jumps in and it's almost like a single distraction for the other soldier to pick up the scout, it seems. Worked brilliantly. Ascent wasn't ready for it. Both soldiers working well between each other there, and it gets Ascent out of seconds successfully for Aura.
Uh-oh, here's a bandit Uber from Ascent. Oh no, it's a double scout Uber. Alright, there's Credo and Am. Please don't drop anyone. Oh, so that's what we do. 2 scouts Uber, get the force and then run out. Easy peasy. And now we're just chilling here. Azunis just peeking low, just seeing, you know, who's entering our shop. No one? Alright, cool. Let's just lay out some splash damage. And now, is this where Ascent do the lower? Yeah, the lower dry push. It looks like they're getting ready for it, because I would love to see it. I love a good dry push from them.
I mean, they've been trying plenty of times so far, so you've got your wishes granted a lot here. But for the moment, they just seem to be stuck rotating, taking a while to rotate all the way to Saw with everybody. Soldiers still in choke.
Well,
they're just walking in.
Oh, all the soldiers doing so much work, but Domo getting a nice vibe onto Nevo. The soldier just jumping around and Poison getting struck down. Azunis is still behind. Oh my god, he's a problem that just cannot be fixed right now unless Crady challenges him 1v1. Oh, he gets arrows back on there. That's a frag for the logs for Condog there. And now, 50% Uber advantage for Ascent. All players up, but Aura are going to get 2 spawners here to hold for last. No, only sniper off class. Perhaps Demos is believing maybe he's believing he's going to get it in time. Maybe he will. But Demo is peeking left side. Demos has got 9 no, he'll definitely get it in time. Demos just bullying that tower. That soldier's so hurt. Whoa, that's crazy pipe onto that soldier there. Zebasai creating a bit of space there. Watch out for Scout and less one. Zebasai not paying attention to the spawn door. Poison to get picked up by Amzo there. Now Trey was across points. Lots of sticks from the point. Can't play it yet. But 2 down for Aura Elektro. This is looking a bit good for Ascent, but their health is not very good right now. Polygon does go down to Yohn. But Ams is still in by the truck. They're all looking at him though. Can they roll forward? Don't we put a bit of damage for us, but it's not enough. Freddy does sneak out through the lobby there, and Ascent are going to stabilise in the Saw, and I think Aura will push this out pretty freely, but Ascent are not going to give this up. Oh no, they are. No, oh, that's an entry pick right there. Domo did get back with the Poison. Are they going to try push this?
That's not even a question, that's just a fact at this point. They will walk in, Soldier high as well, while everybody coming through Saw Polygon straight behind them. No way to escape for them.
There's Neva going down, there's Asunas going down, the 2 French flank overall are going down. Eames are getting picked up, Eames just alone in lobby. Oh no, this is Ascent City right now, they're just cleaning up whoever they want. Adam's taking down the DM Lord Yeehaw, there he goes. This is free real estate for Ascent, and now we're on point. Poison is going to bomb. No,
he doesn't want to die.
Then he just yeeted it away.
He wants to save his logs.
I'm keeping my logs. I don't care if I lose 5-0. I'm keeping my own respective logs. And that's
there's nothing he could have done there anymore, so it doesn't matter.
First 3-0.
But these dry pushes, you really want to see them, and Ascent is just granting your wishes time and time again. Aura just doesn't find an answer. In this case, it's not even as much the mates or the last swords, it's just everything in between, really, that Ascent is just dominating. Ascent
just looking like they just look more comfortable, honestly. They just look more comfy playing. And next snake, the 4th mid or snake water middle. Both teams just sort of, feeding each other around. Oh, Azul just bomb onto the Demo, but Demo not just he just shrugs it off. Zebasai doing out the Poison. Yeehog, yeah, nice scout frag onto Polygon. Eames and Nevo all going down. This is all Carnage going down the vessel. Demo's going for the swords. He needs 2 swords. Oh, he's going to sliver out. Oh, he gets arrowed by Connor though. Oh no, he's going to get bombed here. No, I don't think he's going to get out of this one. Oh, I'm watching. No, the delay in his death. This is not good for Aura. That's a really delayed
really
death.
cruel.
No,
and there's no one that can stop it besides Demo's own
just
kill.
suicide, bro. Just suicide. Oh no, this is awful for Aura. This is basically 4 at this point because of that late death. This is just this is just what they want, really. No heals, they're lost.
I think the tilt is catching Aura now. They're just realizing that they don't have an answer, and it's just falling apart even quicker than before. The 2-hour round was lasting a while, but this is just falling apart.
Zebasai already getting picked off here about Uber. They are drafting left. Let's bomb that heavy. Yeehaw has no idea what shooting at on top of him. a bit of cat time though. With Ascent, I've lost 3. How have I imagined Domo's going to get melted in that little grass? It does get poisoned though. Nice fight from him. And now, Ascent have somehow not had this. Is that another taunt from AMS? That's 2 taunts. You know, AMS is back. I gotta say. But Ascent, they had a pretty big opportunity to make it 4-0. That would have made it like pretty much almost impossible for Aura to come back. But now it's still 3-0. Aura still have 7 minutes to try and pull this back to them.
Yeah, they had short moments where things were going well. It's just a matter of small mistakes being punished extremely well by Ascent. They need to minimize those. And again, Zebo just popping by out of nowhere is catching those by surprise, killing the demo. Sure, he dies for it as well, but losing a demo on a push like this can hurt quite a bit. They still seem to be taking their chances, leading this into mid.
Is it even up, is it? No, not yet. Connor only at 70% here. 65, just chilling. I think Azuna's getting picked off there. Yep, there we go. Zam's just getting scout frags. Yes, with my airshot on the Polygon! Polygon getting a really good airshot onto Devo. And now a little nuke there, lower. Yohn does, it does use here. But can we get anything from the Super? Maybe Am's a little low kitchen frag. Yeah, there's Am's there. Is Yeehaw? Yeehaw, the combo scout. Ran away from Demos. No, Demos needs a combo scout right now to run away. Yeehaw getting Domo behind him. Behind me, Ascent roster, but they get cleaned up by Prado there. And now Domo, oh dear, in the chat. And now it's a really big ad for Ascent. All they need to be careful with their positioning right now. Ascent are gonna probably go in here pretty soon. They're a huge ad.
They don't have any reason not to, yeah. They went off much smaller things, but this time they're waiting just too long. As soon as actually finds the opening, gets the force out, that might save them a lot of trouble, because that was such a 3-second point to take here. This force might give Aura some life, but they need to fight this with 5 people now.
They're taking this fight. Poison, nice shot onto Demos does go down to Zebasai in the midst of all this. Zebasai doing what a robot was meant to be doing and getting some really good medic lives. But now Ascent, you've got to be careful, they might get a bit caught here on the second. Yeehaw just eating Domo alive. I mean, there's a salvage fact for Poison that's going down. Cradle slipping out with Connor. They got to make sure they don't get flanked here. You know what, Ascent are going to chill on mid with their spawners. There's Sully there, there's Scout there, but these guys don't have heals. And Ascent do know this. They realise that if you get hit, you ain't getting healed again. And we are, so we're going to stay here, and you're going to get the hell out of my mid fight. Thank you very much.
Let's see what Ascent can do with this advantage now, though. They were forced early last time. They have shown how little they need to actually have a successful push in this game. So any advantage just makes it all the easier, and Aura needs some answers. As soon as popping by out of nowhere once saved him some trouble, but it wasn't enough to really get back into the swing of things here. So Ascent with this huge ad right now, having another lease to get into second with another jump comes by. As soon as doesn't want to commit to it though.
No, they just sort of dance around. They're realising with the scouts on the centre, Amazon Trader and thinking, you know what, I don't really want to combat. But Poison is just sitting in balcony, putting some down. Might get Domo actually. Domo's Poison, you better not get caught here. As soon as they go down on the flank to Polygon, Eames nice back onto Polygon. That's 1-for-1 frags there. Demos does get Uber. Do they push out of this? They have to. There's 4 minutes, brothers. Get out. You're running out of time. But just Eames goes down. Oh no, they need to get out of the lobby because there's only 4.5 minutes left of them as they do trade in lobbies. Am's getting a nice meat shot onto Nevo there. Oh no, Am's! He's just eating players. Oh dear lord, that turning the frag video. Poison's gonna get cleaned up here by Zebasai. Yeah. Azuna's getting a frag there. Who's that Connor getting an Uber saw onto second. It's now 4-0. Am's coming in with a big Uber there, done to him at the shutter door there.
Yeah, and you said it, Aura has to do things, and they were just stuck in lobby considering their options, and they don't have time to do that anymore. And Ascent just went for the exchange themselves. Worst case, it is just a reset button. The Ubers are gone and Aura has nothing to play with anymore. So if that's the worst position out of that Uber that could have happened, then they're going to take that chance every day.
Eames a bit faster than Domo this man. He does give him a little, so still key. Eames nice early damage from this man. Connor and Demos already tagged there. But Polygon going into their kitchen. Neither gets melted. What's on earth? And now, as Aura rolled in, but they lost 2. This is not good for Aura Elektro. Ascent just haven't lost anyone yet. Aura lost 3. I think that might be GG, but no, Demos is getting out though. Is he though? Eames dancing around here, playing with Zebasai. I don't know what's going on there. They need to get out quickly. They have no scouts to run, no scouts to build. They've got to get out nice and quick. And where is Azunis in all of this? He's hiding.
Yeah.
Can we get an Azunis cam, please, Jem? Because he's behind the enemy lines. But there's no spawners to spawn camp, as Zebasai does get a nice little need there. Eames throwing up some nice pies onto balcony. Yes, I know I said pies. And here we are. Yes, we're doing something, but it might be too late. A nice little banny Uber onto the point there. Now they need all the help they can get. Otherwise, they're going to get mulched in lobby. Yeah, Zebras are putting out nice damage in lobby. You are getting picked off there by Ams. They got Ams just run in. Ams doesn't care. He doesn't care. There's poison on the beam. Gets taken out. 3-4 shots done. Ams is just still there, brother. He's not dying. I said, oh, Polygon, dropping the nuke on the combo, and that is 5-0. Jump up. 5 bloody GG's called in chat.
It's weird because it felt like this map was overall closer than last map, but at least Aura got around on Metalworks. Strange how that works, but Ascent just took everything forever. The most bits went to them relatively, even the one that didn't technically still went to them immediately afterwards. Still, the mids were overall a little bit closer than on Metalworks overall, and the last holds were definitely at least there, where it was a struggle on Metal in comparison, but everything in between, like I said, these transition plays, Ascent, just regardless of how small the chances they can take, they have a read, they will go for it, and they will dive it if they need to, but they barely did this game, and Aura never found an answer to these non-Uber pushes, these surprise plays, at least not consistently.
This was Ascent. This was Ascent's, you know, this was their city. This is their dream. This is how they dream of playing every single time. Every single time.
Definitely.
But I mean, Aura, they didn't look ready for it. Although, shout out to Nevo getting some decent KD there. If you get a decent KD on a complete roll, you can at least say to your team, right, it wasn't my fault. It was your guys' fault. So Nevo's chill there. Nevo's fine there. And then you look at Ascent, you know, these logs say everything really, but it wasn't just, you know, it wasn't just AMS. It wasn't just Kradu. Was it everyone dumb to? It was everyone.
It has to be with a performance like this against, you know, Premiership level teams. Sure, this was dominating, but it's only dominating because of how good they are, even in comparison to the rest of Prem. I keep saying right now, like, the worst teams in Prem are fairly solid for how, like, low Prem can turn out, possibly in like a bad season. I'd say we have a pretty good one overall, but these top 3 and Ascent today, by all means, look incredibly scary compared to everything else we have in Prem at the moment.
This was not the Ascent I saw when they played 7. When they played 7, they reeked of fear. They had no idea. I mean, maybe 7 were just playing the game of their life. But if this Ascent went up against 7 right now, the chance, the end result would be so much closer, because this is their element right here. Aggression, they love it, and it's not just blind aggression. They actually know what the hell to do when they're going forward. And Aura, I tell you what, they were sleeping, man. They hit that snooze button again and again and again, and Ascent were just waking them up. No chill from Ascent tonight.
Yeah, the Ascent was allowed to play the game. That's the scary part. A team like 7 or Feint obviously have it a lot more in them than anyone else at Prem to be able to contest that, to not let them get away with it as much. But if you do even just a little bit, Ascent can take this a mile away. They have reads. They figure out just a little bit of where people are positioned, what the player situation is specifically with spawns and everything, and they will go for chances. It's risky, it can be punished, but as long as they are able to execute off it well, the end result will be decent for them every single time, and in this game it was the case 95% of the time.
I'm pretty tired after the game, I'll be honest.
Strong game, yeah.
Yeah. If we look at the air shots, the most important log.
The most important thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's both pockets getting 10 air shots. That's always good to see.
Is the pipe on this map actually bugged as well? Like on
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. If it is, I've somehow never heard of that for all the years I've played this game, but I don't believe it is. Yeah, Ascent, the scouts just getting frag city. Honestly, I tell you
actually,
what.
something interesting. Well, at least to me, because I'm a nerd. But if you look at the medic stats, usually the thing that stands out is something like death after charges. It often tells the story of a team just playing too aggressive if the Uber was chasing too much, and as a result, having their medic stuck in the middle of a bunch of people that didn't die in the Uber. But I think that was just not the case in this case. Demos had 3 deaths after charges, Ascent had none, and they were the ones pushing aggressive most of the time. Instead, I think what constitutes to that in this game, compared to what usually is the case with death after charges, is just the fact that Ascent was playing this super aggressive, and Aura was always taken by surprise, but never quite ready, and never was getting the Ubers they wanted to. Ascent was always forcing them, basically, with their own Ubers out, to take fights they were not feeling comfortable with, and it made such a difference in this game.
Well, I did get my. I guess my dream did come true. I did say before Snakewater, I didn't want to see a 20-minute map. It was 27 minutes, so
We got about 30
there's
minutes of game time overall.
Yeah,
it felt
there's
like.
that. Yeah.
This is quite sad for him.
Are we having the
Yes.
interviews?
We have Amps. Let's drag him in here.
Are we going to drag Ampus into the interviews? I'd love to hear his post game thoughts.
Oh no, he moved channel, so I can't move him back in again. We're getting trolled by Amps live on stream.
Someone DM this kid straight away. Sort him out because we need to get the pocket scouts of Ascent. We want to hear his post game thoughts about the about his very big victory against Aura Elektro.
Yeah, that would be maybe he has something interesting to say. You never know. Maybe even if not specifically for this game, just moving forward. Like there's one game ahead against tied, well, not tied, but second place Feint, and that's going to be an interesting one as well. If they get a good amount of points of this, they could sneak away with second this season.
Oh yes, and I think they are definitely aiming for second here.
Yeah, and he is.
DmTmMm, you want to take it away?
All right, we have Amps from Ascent Esports here. Amps, congrats for the win. Strong performance today. How are you guys feeling with this and just going forward in general from here?
Feeling good about both things.
All right, and well, no, you go ahead, Yohn. You go ahead.
I presume you're feeling quite, hyped, man. 5-0, 6-1 against a team which you may, I reckon, just call me to say if I'm wrong, but I'm predicting before going into the official, you and your team are thinking, all right, these guys have potential to do some damage to us, or maybe you were thinking, oh, we're gonna clean these guys away. 5-0, brick done. What were you thinking before the game against these guys, Ans?
I mean, I wasn't really thinking anything in particular, we just go into it, try to play our best. It doesn't really matter who we play against. Obviously, against some teams, you play a bit differently because, their play style might require you to play differently. But for Aura, it was just another day, we just did our best.
So the key thing here, you were saying, is just keep it chill,
Yeah,
it's just a game of TF2. Who cares? It's just chill. And I think, and then we were sort of seeing that sort of mentality. And I was saying earlier, Metalworks, towards the end of Metalworks, Ascent just looked so comfortable playing, just in their own skin. It just felt natural for them, and Aura weren't actually ready for it. There were a few times that they were really close. But here we are. Here are the logs, and anyone from your team you want to praise, or just your whole team?
Well, Curdy was owning, right? I'm pretty sure he was destroying. At least on Metalworks, he was a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, and on Snake, he was hitting everything on Sniper, just being a beast, usually. I think our solos are always super awesome to play with and officials because they have really good comps, unbelievably good coordination when they're really trying. In scrims, they're sometimes, maybe they're supposed tilting a little bit or something. So yeah. they're not as coordinated, but in officials, they're always bringing their best, and the kind of stuff that they can do together is, I think, by far, just kind of they just outdo every other social combo in my opinion.
So we have Cyanic's Polygon and Rising video. Are we gonna get an AMS and Kradu video? Are we gonna expect something like that?
Maybe we'll see.
Maybe a Polygon Zebasai video.
Yeah, I
think the chat would love to see a nice Polygon and Zebasai video at the end of the season. Nice build up to LAN as well. Speaking of LAN, are you going? Is your team going?
Yeah, we're all going semester.
Have you got your seats booked? Is it all ready?
Yeah, I think we booked some seats. We haven't got 6 seats next to each other.
No, you're kidding me.
Hopefully we'll get that.
Oh dear.
We'll have to look into it, but we're all ready to go.
As long as you're all going, and I'm happy. Yeah. Are we getting any interviews from the other team, DmTmMm?
Doesn't look like anyone's here, no. So, unfortunately for you, Amps is all you get today.
That's a shame because a lot of my casts, I haven't even had any post-game interviews. I've casted 3 7 games, none of them interviewed. I think the only interviews was
that's
Fate,
what happens when Tiger isn't on the team anymore. He was the one doing it usually.
He was the only one.
But yeah, to get back on track, obviously next week, the big game Feint, they've shown they can contest 7.
Oh yeah.
You guys, quite a while ago at this point, struggled with them a lot more. So a team of that caliber is obviously a big task, but it's been a while since that game against 7 where you struggled a lot. Are you feeling up for the task now?
Yeah, I don't want to try to make it fucking math or some shit, sorry for swearing, but it's not or they beat 7 so they're better than us, it's when we played 7, we we're not anywhere near the skill level that we are now. Like currently, we're not better than 7th right now, but we are playing like very well against them in scrims. We've won a few scrims against them. We've played really close with them. So I think this like Swift beating 7 thing is more down to 7 kind of crumbling right now than anything else. I mean, I don't want to put like Swift down. Like obviously they had a great performance and they're a good team for sure, but it doesn't really like shake me at all that they beat 7. Like nothing's really like changed. I'm still really confident against them, and we'll see how it goes next week. Like it's not like we have to beat them next week. Like it's all about playoffs anyway. But I think we're all feeling pretty comfortable going into it, and I think at the very least it should be a banger of a game.
Oh yeah, and I hope I'll be casting because that'd be really good to see. And I was saying earlier how if this version, tonight's version that we saw of Ascent, played 7, it would be so much closer. It would be so much closer.
We played them in the warm-up. We played really close to them.
That's what I mean. And it is closer. I mean, maybe at the start of the season, still developing, sure. But now we've really seen the primal Ascents just going full savage mode on these teams, honestly. And it's
just getting started.
That's what I mean. It's exciting.
I'd like to see the confidence, and I guess that's most important because out of the way. So unless you have anything else to say, that was to the shoutouts with Yams.
Shout out to my team. Shout out to Ascent. That's it. Thank you guys for the cast. That's
it. Thank you for giving us a good game to cast. Yeah.
Envy.
Next time, let the other team get a few rounds. Yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't think? Whew, no chill. All right, well, yeah, really good game to cast. DmTm, any shout-outs?
Just shout out to my boys in mid, just winning the official as well. So well done there. And with that, unless you have anyone to shout out, Yohn?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Buskrew. See you out. Yeah. And just to tell you what, everyone in Twitch chat, yeah, you all get a shout out. Domo Catface, Virtual Soda. I could say all their names here. Dr. Hines, there you are. Shout out to the Twitch chat for watching this game. Shout out to TF2 as well, because it's a cool community. And shout out to Gem.
Yeah, and with that, let's wrap it up. We see you guys next week. Presumably first day. You never know when people actually don't play first day, so stay tuned on TFTV to find out when games are happening, and we'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.